how's it going guys? My name is Ray. And Christmas is almost here, so for the next few weeks I'm gonna show you a Christmas and New Year's inspired recipes that will help you get going with your celebration planning. So today to start with, I'm gonna cover the basic, roast meats. So you might already be bored with the normal roast that you get every year, because it's either roast lamb, roast beef, roast chicken or roast turkey. So this year I'm gonna help you step up your game. So today we're gonna do something unusual but still celebratory dish, a Peking style roast duck. Let's cook.
So for this recipe, I'm not gonna do the traditional Peking duck recipe. So instead, I'm gonna replace it with some duck confit to make it easier. Because the traditional Peking duck recipe requires a lot of steps and special equipments, making it almost impossible to make a perfect one at home. Confit, on the other hand, is perfectly easy and simple to do at home. We're gonna start it with the curing process here, so I'm just gonna combine some salt, a huge amount of it, and we're gonna spice up the salt with some coriander powder, star anise, garlic powder, Szechuan pepper, and also cloves, and just grind them up together until you get a fine powder. You don't really need an exact measurement for the spices. However, if you're curious, you can always check it out down in the description box below. I already put my recipe down there. So now we're moving on to the duck. All you need to do with it is just to trim some of the excess fat and skin, and you can start the curing process by just applying a generous amount of that spiced salt that we just make on both sides of the duck. Just make sure all sides are covered evenly, even the sides like this. This curing process is gonna take about at least 1 hour, but it will be better if you can leave it in the fridge overnight. After your duck's curing period is done, just heat up a pot over medium-low heat. Heat up some duck fat. I am using about 200 grams here, but it all depends on the size of the pot and how many ducks you're cooking. All you need to make sure is that all parts of the duck is submerged in the oil when you're cooking it. So with the duck fat, we're gonna spice it up with the similar spice mix. We're adding in 1 cinnamon stick, a few bay leaves, star anise, Szechuan pepper, dried chili, and of course cloves. Next step is to wash your duck thoroughly from the salt and pat it dry before putting it in the oil. And yes, my duck just turned into 4, you're not imagining it. This is a footage from another day just because I lost the first footage. So as you can see, you just need enough duck fat to be able to cover the whole duck legs. After that, just cover your pot with a piece of aluminum foil. Make sure it's tightly sealed. And just put the lid on, just to complete the seal. Then just pop it in the preheated oven at 120 degrees Celsius for 4 hours. And then after the 4 hours cooking period, just take it out of the oven and just leave it on the stove top to cool for another hour. And at this point, the cooking process still continues, so do not open the pot at all. And while waiting for the duck legs to cool down, we're gonna make the Chinese pancakes that usually goes with the Peking duck. Just combine 1 cup of plain flour with half cup of hot water and mix it well until it turns into a dough. You can start kneading the dough with your hand once you know that it's not gonna burn your hand anymore. Before that, I would recommend you to stick to chopsticks or fork. Then after the dough comes together, just knead it on the board for another 5 minutes until the dough turns elastic. Simply use a push and pull motion like I just showed you. This will stretch the gluten in the flour, making the dough nice and elastic. Next thing you're gonna do is just roll it out into a long log and cut it into 8 portions. Roll all of them into bowls. Then prepare about 1 tablespoon of sesame oil on the side. And to make the pancake, just start by mashing down 2 balls like so into a small disc. Dip one of them into the sesame oil. Make sure it's thoroughly covered. and then sandwich it together, oil side on the inside, and start rolling it out into a wrap shape. It should have the same thickness as tortilla wrap. And when you've done with all of them, just heat up a non-stick pan over medium-low heat. And once the pan is hot, just lay one piece of pancake down. Flip it every 30 seconds. Until you can see the pancake start separating like that, and both sides turn golden brown. And when I say golden brown, I mean something like this. It doesn't mean like deep fried golden brown at all. Pretty much you're looking for a tortilla wrap kind of color. And what you need to do next is just to move it onto a plate, and straight away while it's still popping hot, peel them off from each other. It should be fairly easy at this stage when it's still popping hot, and especially if you applied the sesame oil properly. Then after that you can continue with the rest of the pancakes. Then when you've done all of them, just wrap it with a cling wrap, leaving a small hole just to let the steam out, but the main idea is to keep them warm and prevent them from drying out. And next we're gonna prepare the veggies, or in this case the salad for the wrap. So you'll need about 4 to 5 pieces of spring onion, and all you have to do is just to slice it thinly like so, as thin as possible, and just dip it in a bowl of ice water. This method will keep the vegetables fresh, and it will do some kind of magic to the spring onion. It will stiffen them up and make them crispy and nice to eat as a salad. As for the cucumber, just cut the core out like so, then slice it into batons. Then in they go into the ice water. Next we're gonna need some chilies. This is optional. If none of your guests will eat the chili, then by all means just leave it out. But yeah, I'm gonna serve my Peking duck with 4 pieces of chilies, thinly sliced like so. And when you're about ready to serve, just place your duck on a tray lined with baking paper and pop it into a preheated oven at 250 degrees Celsius for 25 minutes. In the meantime, you can drain the spring onions and cucumber, and as you can see, the spring onion has turned crispy and looking fresh. All you have to do is just to arrange the spring onions and the cucumber on the board, followed by the chilies as well as the pancakes. This is just me trying to experiment with the plating. Ultimately, you can arrange it any way you like. It doesn't matter what I show you here, I'm just giving a suggestion. But yeah, for the pancake, I'm just gonna arrange them toasted side up. I think they just look better that way. And back to the duck. As you can see, the duck has gone crispy and super nice over here. Now we're just gonna let it cool down slightly so we can move it around without burning ourselves. So here it is to finalize my plating, the star of the dish, the duck confit. And by the way, as you can see, I added Hoisin sauce as well back there on the board. Not sure what happened with the footage, but it's just simply a Hoisin sauce out of a jar. So don't worry, you're not missing out on anything here. And yeah, there you have it guys, my duck confit Peking duck style. And in case you're wondering how to serve them or eat them, here's a footage of me trying to munch down on the Peking duck. So simply shred a few pieces of duck here, add some spring onion, cucumber and chili on top. And of course a generous drizzle of hoisin sauce. Then just form the wrap, fold it on both sides like so, and that is ready to serve.
That recipe might not be super simple, but I think it's totally worth it. It's a flavor bomb, you guys. And if you like that recipe, don't forget to leave this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter to get the latest update on my videos. And here are the links to my previous videos, so don't forget to check that out as well. And if you have anything in mind that you want to see me cook, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And yeah, that will be all for this week's video. See you next week, guys. Bye!